Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Monday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Raw Event Center, where all the report is coming from Monday Night Raw. But this time around, Raw is now being aired on Netflix. And here is your host of the show, who man always is unpredictable as the superstars of the WWE, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2050, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? I want to give a shout-out to a new subscriber to my YouTube channel. Makes them the 380th subscriber. I'm 20 subscribers away from 400 subscribers here on my YouTube channel. It's Wrestle Realm, and we got to meet him. Finished watching Monday Night Raw not too long ago. We got to meet him. He was live reacting with us. Ryan Milky 14 is his other YouTube channel. Give him a shout out. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, subscribe to that Ryan Milky channel. He talks about Game of Thrones. And if you're a wrestling fan, subscribe to the Wrestle Realm channel. I'm sure he appreciates it. I appreciate it as well. And we have a new friend, a new friend of our Rant and Raid wrestling community and all that good and all that good stuff. And he is a really cool dude. So check it out if you can. He's from England. He's originally from England. He lives in Scotland by way of England, ladies and gentlemen. So check him out. I can. Then we're going to talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul kicked it off and dresses the Cincinnati crowd. He's running his mouth as usual, in Logan Paul fashion, CM Punk comes out. Adventure Time. Okay, anyways, CM Punk comes out, interrupts him, and Paul's, Punk, and he's like, do you have a problem with it? No, I don't have a problem. I don't know you personally that well. But you'll find out what happens in the Elimination Chamber. Basically, Logan Paul's disrespecting Punk, a little trash talk going back and forth. Then it led to the first matchup, a triple threat match. This is an international flavored matchup, and I love these kind of matches where each of them have a different style of wrestling from their respective countries. You get Penta with the Lucha Libre style. You got Ludwig Kaiser with the European strong style. You get the British strong style in Pete Dunne. And Ludwig Kaiser picked up the victory by pinning Pete Dunne in the middle of the ring. And Penta is still undefeated because he wasn't pinned in the match. So you got the lovely Jackie Redmond. I love Jackie Redmond. Interviewing Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley addressing the whole Elimination Chamber situation. But she's got to deal with next week on Raw as she defends the title against the lovely Io Sky. Io Sky did interrupt her, saying that she's going to walk out champion. He says, I beat you once, and I'm going to beat you. I can beat you again, and I'll go to WrestleMania as champion. Now, and Io Sky is the only women's wrestler that Rhea Ripley has not defeated yet. So we'll see what happens in that situation. Now, should Rhea Ripley defeat Io Sky, here's my theory on this one. Io Sky could go after the women's Intercontinental title. That could be another thing too. And Lyra Valkyria still has that title, but it looks like Ivy Niles got her thrown her hat on that. I'll explain more on that. The New Day does address the Cincy crowd before their matchup against the LWO. They start running their mouths. The LWO interrupts the New Day. They face off in a tag matchup, and the LWO compromises of Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde, and the New Day cheated to win the matchup. But then the New Day decided to continue to attack the LWO after the matchup, and Dragon Lee fights off the New Day. So Finn Balor confronts Dominic Mysterio, about about last week, what happened last week and all. And Carlito's trying to calm these two down, and then Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, hey, we got to stop the arguing. We got a lot of matches going on. So, and, calms everybody down. Said, "Hey, I got my chamber matchup. I got the women's tag titles to worry about. We gotta stop this. We gotta come with a plan. We gotta come together." So, Dominic Mysterio says he wants a new member of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor says no. We'll see what happens. I mean, ever since they kicked out Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day has been in kind of quite shambles as of late, because I think Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, the two original members of the Judgment Day, along with Edge, know how the plan works. So it looks like Finn Balor's ego is going to cost the Judgment Day in the end. But will it though? We shall soon see. And in attendance, the University of Cincinnati football team and former TNA Tag Team Champions with R-Truth, Adam Pac-Man Jones, was in attendance. Too bad R-Truth is now on SmackDown, man. He could have given a shout out to Adam Pac-Man Jones, man. That'd be really cool. So, and then Gunther comes out to address the Cincy crowd and Jey Uso. He says, "I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to be in action." So he handpicked his opponent, Akira Tozawa. And Akira Tozawa comes out with Maxine Dupree and Otis. And our friend Ryan Milky 14, who came on with us during the live reaction, a couple folks, Skullduggery, and I believe Desmond Miles thinks that we brought in Otis. It was hilarious. But he looked like Otis. Well, no, he's a good guy, though. Ryan Milky 14. And Gunther and Akira Tozawa went one-on-one. Gunther ended up winning the matchup. But before that, Gunther addressing Tozawa before the matchup. But afterwards, Tozawa was getting beat up by Gunther, and Otis came to his aid. And then Gunther attacks Otis. And then Jey Uso chases Gunther off. And meanwhile, Michael Cole was getting picked on by Pat McAfee because of his appearance in Impulsive, and had the buttons, and some of the buttons are like, what's going on? It was hilarious. It was so fun. And Michael Cole's like, oh no. And Michael Cole probably knew what was going on, and he might know what happened. So, oh no. It's hilarious. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, come on. Those two guys have great chemistry together. Then the Women's Intercontinental title was on the line. Lyra Valkyria against Dakota Kai. Another internationally flavored matchup. Lyra Valkyria representing Ireland, while Dakota Kai representing New Zealand. Valkyria ended up winning the matchup, though, retaining the title, gives a hug to Dakota Kai. As Dakota Kai was walking to the back, Ivy Nile attacks her, then attacks Lyra Valkyria. You know what that means? Ivy Nile wants a shot at the Intercontinental title. So, and you got to remember now, they made a promise to Chad Gable that once he comes back, there'll be a glitter with gold. So we'll see if that's the case. Meanwhile, Jackie Redmond had a sit-down interview with Sami Zayn about Kevin Owens. And let's just say that Sami Zayn is actually going to go through with this matchup. Bianca Belair and Naomi addresses the Elimination Chamber, since both of them are in it, along with Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan, about for the tag team titles. We know Liv Morgan will be part of the Elimination Chamber. Raquel Rodriguez, by virtue of her loss to Roxanne Perez, will not. So we'll see what happens later on. That's a women's tag team title match. Braun Breaker against Dominic Mysterio in a non-title matchup. And after Carlito and Finn Balor got involved during the matchup attacking Braun Breaker, the matchup ended in a disqualification victory for Braun Breaker. But then Braun Breaker got ticked off, started cleaning house, and then glared at Finn Balor in the end. Finn Balor smiling. Maybe Finn Balor's probably got him where he wants him, and probably provoking him to defend the Intercontinental title against Finn Balor. And then Kathy Kelly interviewed American Made about how, American Made made a promise to Chad Gable. And also Ivy Nile promised that she will walk away the Women's Intercontinental Champion. But the War Raiders blindsided the Creed brothers and provoking them in a matchup. Meanwhile, Cody Rhodes does address the Cincinnati crowd about his decision, and he says he'll make it at Elimination Chamber. Seth Rollins comes out looked like he came in from the rain or something like that with that raincoat on, probably raiding Becky Lynch's closet again. If I'm not, I wouldn't be surprised at that. And basically, Seth Rollins is telling Cody, "Don't make the decision that you're going to regret to make." You know, because he says he's going to win the Elimination Chamber and face a Cody Rhodes that is not soulless or anything. He wants to face a Cody Rhodes that is not soulless. So this is an interesting situation because if Seth Rollins wins, I'm getting Lex Luger Tatanka SummerSlam '94 vibes out of it. Let's just say that Seth Rollins wins, and he gets on Cody Rhodes' case, claiming that Cody Rhodes did sell out and to The Rock, and then all of a sudden comes WrestleMania, and Seth Rollins sets up Cody Rhodes all along. So, like I said, it's going to be so many situations. And then, I thought, somebody brought up, when I did my Elimination Chamber theory, Drew McIntyre, I think it was Skullduggery or something. They had a point about Drew McIntyre, that The Rock could see Drew McIntyre as a champion. You know what? That could be a possibility now. Because The Rock did interact with Drew McIntyre, congratulated him, handed him a sword and all that. There's a special connection there, and Drew McIntyre feeling frustrated. Maybe he wants to do whatever it takes to become champion again. Wins the Elimination Chamber, and then possibly aligns himself with The Rock against Cody Rhodes. We shall see how that all pans out in the end. In the training room, Natalya and Nancy Dupree did, and along with Otis, consults Tozawa after the loss. Jey Uso consoles him as well, gives him a big bag of ice. And then as Jey Uso gets out, A-Town Down Under, mainly Grayson Waller, runs their mouths talking smack to Jey Uso. And then as Austin Theory did the yeet thing, like, seriously, we're going through this, they're both arguing. And then Jey Uso super kicked Grayson Waller. I loved it. Shut him up for good. I said, please shut him up. Boom. And he must have yeeted Waller's teeth into a new dimension with that super kick. Well, the main event, the women's tag team titles on the line, Bianca Belair and Naomi against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. And Dominic Mysterio did get involved in the matchup to the point where near falls were happening. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have new women's tag team champions once again in Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So that means Jade Cargill did not show up when they said she was supposed to, but she wasn't. Maybe that will play a factor in the Elimination Chamber. That loss of the tag team titles plays a factor of who done it against Jade Cargill. This is Bianca Belair and Naomi. And if that's the case, where do you go from here? You got, Skullduggery, my good friend Skullduggery, our good buddy Skullduggery said, could be Naomi Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson forming a new group, leaving Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to align themselves. Who knows? One thing is for sure, though, this is going to be interesting storylines on Monday Night Raw. Next week, 2 title matches. The World Tag Team titles will be on the line. The War Raiders defending against the Creed Brothers of American Made. And then Rhea Ripley will defend her women's world title against the lovely Io Sky. And that is all for the Raw Event Center for the 24th of February. The final Raw before the Elimination Chamber. Again, I want to welcome Wrestling Realm to my channel. Hope you like my content. I will give you more wrestling action. Now, one more thing I want to say, this is a special announcement I want to make. Next week I'll be on vacation. I'm not going to be on vacation from the internet. I'll be on vacation from my workplace. There's a lot of changes going on in the mall, and even my boss agreed with me that I need to recharge my batteries, not physically but mentally, because when a lot of changes, sometimes your brain's like trying to take everything in, and you're like, and discombobulated. And I was trying to hold that off all that time, all those changes going off. And I work my routine and kind of keep myself mentally busy. But next week will give me a chance to relax mentally. But here, though, I'll be working on some projects here, new thumbnails and all that. And I'll probably work some projects in my room because my room needs it. So it's always something, Even though it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you want to make a better improvement. I'm looking around. Kind of looking around to see what the heck is going on and stuff, so we'll see what happens. So, I'm having too much fun. So that's all the time we have on the show. Episode 2050 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Go to the Wrestle Realm channel. Please subscribe to that channel. Type in Wrestle Realm. You see the channel. It's with the Hitmonchan on the Game of Thrones, I believe. Press that subscribe button and let Ryan Milky 14 know that I sent you there. So I will see you guys later tomorrow. We got High Rollers. We're going to play some High Rollers. NXT. It's going to get very interesting. Again, the TNA crossover continues. Moose one-on-one with Lexis King. The Hardys go in a tag match. The Hardys come back to a WWE ring in a few years. Been a few years since they've been in a WWE ring. They'll take on the No Quarter Catch Cruz, Miles Bourne, and Tavion Heights. So, that's it for today, for tonight's episode. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.